Happy Thursday to you, to everyone who's joined my channel today. Uh, this is Berdine. Um, Mother's Day is upon us already, and I am surprised because I was talking to someone, and they said, "Oh, honey, my Mother's Day is already here." Because I was like, "When is Mother's Day?" And they said, well, it's already here. I'm like, I looked at the calendar and I was like, I see where it's on the 8th. And I'm like, wow, it's here already. And I wanted to encourage those who are missing your mothers, and I also want to encourage those who maybe never really had the opportunity to enjoy their mothers. And then also those who have surrogate mothers. There are different ones of us who have different experiences concerning mothers, and also those who may have had experiences that are not so grand, who still have mothers or do not have mothers. This is an excellent opportunity for us to reflect on the things that we can do to develop better relationships with the mothers who are still alive, and have some closure with the ones who are not. We can think of the wonderful things we enjoyed with our mothers when they were alive. Mine is not now, but there were so many times I remember. I can see my mom's lovely green eyes anytime I close my eyes or anytime I just imagine her. And I always know what she'll say. And I think about the funny things, and I think about the happy times as well as the not so happy times. But most of the things were really wonderful because it's so grand to have a mother who cares for you. And I had a mother who cares for her children. She was a loving, loving woman. And I remember one time I was singing in the car, and I was singing kind of loud, and I thought I was really doing a good job. Mama said, "Go, cut out all that noise." I'm looking like, Mom, I'm doing a good job. Why didn't you say, girl, you're doing good, but and she'll give you pointers too, because, but I was like, why aren't you just saying, hey, look, right now, I don't need to hear all of that racket. But in a sense, that's what she was saying. And then I had this little song, and I wish I had thought to play it for you, but it goes, and I kind of like had the heart and soul tune to dun 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 dun. Dun. I can hardly wait to get to church on Sunday to hear what God's message is gonna say. And do 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 do, and it was just kind of going the same tune over and over. To Mama said, "Girl, that's got the same tune." To me, I know it may not be funny to you guys, but I love it when I can think of the things that were hilarious to me that my mother did, and I can think of many, 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 because me, I love to laugh, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way. I love that little lady. I truly loved her with a passion. And I mean, I can think of lots of funny things that we've had that we went through, but I can also think of times that wasn't quite as laughable, and everything. Because I remember once my mother had come home from fishing, and the house had caught a fire. And unfortunately, I think I was the one who set the fire in there trying to cook. I was very little, very, very little girl. I started cooking at a very, very early age, and we had the old wood stoves back then. And so, so she had caught a fish, purchased a fish or something coming from work, and she had heard about the house catching a fire, and she didn't know whether her children were okay or whatever, and she fell out in the street. And I remember that sometimes, and I think about, I'm so glad that she finally someone was, I don't remember all the details, but she found out that everybody was okay. Everyone was fine. Nothing had really drastically happened except just a little burn toward the top of the house, and everything. So, it didn't turn out too bad. And I thank Miss Evelyn Jackson for taking us in during that time. She took in several of us. And I thought that was really wonderful. So that was like a mother to us, too. So we had mothers in the neighborhood. And so that's another point that I would like to say, that, many times we have neighboring mothers around who had children of their own who really have compassion and sympathy for us as children. So I know today things are a little bit different from the way they were when we were children, when I was a child, and everything. So I take that into consideration too. So if you have no other takeaway from this, I would like for you to take away the fact that a mother is one of the most precious roles that I've ever could think of in my mind, and I've always had mothers way up on the list. I've always had them high on the list. To me, they are the epitome of grace, love, unselfishness, and sharing. And every mother has a role, so all mothers may not be the same, so we have to understand that too. And one of the main thing is that we being younger, sometimes we think that we cannot make a difference in the older person's life, like a lead person like the mother or father. This is not Father's Day, so I'm not, including the fathers to that high extent, but they are important too. It's so wonderful. There are so many wonderful, great fathers out here. I tip my little grace to you too, that for wonderful being wonderful fathers, and just being there in your children's life and doing wonderful things. I'm so proud of the young fathers I know who are doing everything they can to be as wonderful as they can to their children, and just really caring for their children, being all that they can be. That's just commendable. So, but back to the ones who are missing your mothers and feeling sad, and not knowing what to do. I want you to be encouraged in that you had some training, some help from your mothers. And so the things they taught you that makes a difference in your life, that will always be with you. And you know their voice. You can hear their voices, because I know that I can hear my mother's voice. Even though she's gone, I can hear her voice. I can hear mother whenever I want to ask something or whatever. I can know just whatever she would say. A lot of time my mother would say, just pray, baby. Just pray. And that's what I say to you. Just pray. Just pray, baby. You know, you've come a long ways, all of you, whether you were from an embryo to 2 or 3 or 4 or 9 or 10 or 20 or 30 or whatever age you are now. You've come a long ways from where you started. So that's something to be grateful for as well. And I'm I will be praying for all of the hurting ones, and for people who are just missing the love and not being able to share this Mother's Day with your mothers, and you have to find peace somewhere in your heart, and just be grateful for what you had, for the love that you had with your parents, with your mother, during the time that they were here. And you who have them now, there may be some things that are wrong, but just pray about those things. Ask God to help you, and ask the Creator to help you mend whatever it is. Now, some things it takes longer. Patience is going to be something that we're going to have to use all through life, because some people want stuff, and sometimes we do have to demand, I need it now. I've seen a couple of times in my life when there was something that was just going AWOL. It just wasn't going my way, and I was like, hey, enough. I need this now and I've got to do this. And so I did what I had to do, So you are courageous. You can make it. You will have, a long ways to go, maybe. And, only God knows, how far, but you can make it. And you have something inside that you'll never lose. And that is the love you shared with your mothers and even your fathers too. Like I said, this is not Father's Day, so I don't like to exclude anyone though just because it's Mother's Day. We want to be respectful of all people, at various times, all situations, so with that said, I hope you have some wonderful time remembering some wonderful things and shed some light in your heart on the times that maybe you weren't as happy, but know that everything happens for a reason. And no one can really understand why we lose somebody that we love and why we have to go through all of these changes. I remember the song my second late husband used to sing, I don't know why. Ooh, we have to cry sometime. Ooh, I don't know why we have to cry sometime, but there's gonna be a perfect day. It's gonna be a perfect day. God's gonna move trouble out of the way. Oh, yes, He is. After a while. And I hope that encourages you. And I love you. And God bless. Have a great day today. Bye bye. Until next time.